Why does it seem that the universe is testing you before you get what you want? And this idea is also talked about by Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich, where he talks about the idea that many successful men that he interviewed, they told him that when they were about to get the biggest break of their life and the biggest success of their life, they were met with a lot of temporary defeat. And basically, shit hits the fan oftentimes when you're about to get what you want. I recently made a video about me buying a flat in Russia, and the story is long, but basically, to sum it up, I because Russia is sanctioned so much, there was no way for me to get the money into Russia via the conventional channels. All were blocked, and I already paid a deposit to a flat that I wanted to buy here, and I've made a deal that in a few months I will pay the whole thing. Otherwise, the deposit is gone, right? Because I couldn't fulfill the deal, and that happened, right? So the deadline was crossed, and no money here, and basically, from law perspective, I lost the house. And the lady who was the owner of the house, she already put the house back on the listing again, and shit hit the fan. Universe tested me before giving me what I want. That is the moment when I stood in my resolve once again, and I said, I am with my vision, and the vision is complete. I don't give an F of what is going on. I have the house. And lo and behold, within a week, one thing led to another. I made a complete story in another video. You can check it out later. And I got the house. Now, this video, some people may say, oh, there is no universe, or what are you talking about? Because I personally also apply the law of assumption, and I am an advocate of law of assumption, not law of attraction, where there are separate things outside of you and you need to reach them or attract them. So I understand this criticism that there is no universe, nobody is testing you, but there is a logic to it, which I want to get into. And why is that? Because this video idea arises from the questions that I often receive, which is, why do I always get the opposite of what I want? Why do shit hits the fan for my manifestations? Why am I applying the law and I'm imagining my end, but something else happens, or what I don't get? Basically, the temporary defeat is very common in people's manifestation journey, and trust me, I get this question a lot because I've been doing some live stream on the membership channel. I've been doing some one-on-one coaching. By the way, if you want to do that, the link is in the description. Basically, I've been having a lot of exposure with people, talking to them, and this question appears a lot. So I wanted to address that. Why is the universe giving you the opposite of what you want? First of all, let's build the foundation that there is no universe. I want to clear something, because there is only one mind. This mind is the only intelligence in the world. All spiritual teachers agree on that. Napoleon Hill calls it the infinite intelligence. Neville Goddard calls it the Father, or the Christ within. Basically, it's one intelligent mind, and you are an individualized aspect of that one mind, connected to it. So there is an ocean, and you are a drop in the ocean, but at the same time, you are also the ocean. It's a very, very difficult concept to explain, but unity consciousness, everything is one. So nobody is testing you, but there is somebody who is testing you, which is within you. What is that? It's your old awareness, your old consciousness, your old self-concept. Let me explain. For example, right, there is a person who has a bad luck in love, all right? Because I get a lot of questions about love too. And because I have a great success story about that, and moving to another country and marrying another woman from another country. So I get a lot of questions about that. Now, somebody has a tough luck with love. Now, their identity is based on the idea that I only meet bad men, or these men always do this to me, or I cannot hold a lasting relationship, or I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable, blah, blah, blah. Like, there are a million of limiting beliefs in this person's mind. Okay, so Now, this person comes across law of assumption and law of attraction. Law of attraction is a little bit different, but basically a lot of people who understand law of attraction come to law of assumption because it's more of a fine-tuned control, and it's theosophically and philosophically the superior of law of attraction. So people come to law of assumption, they are like, okay, I need to assume that I'm loved, and I'm already married and everything is working out for me. You are sending the vibrations to the universe. There is no universe, but basically the father mind, which all reality exists right now, every single parallel of reality, serial reality, whatever you want to name it, in potential or in physicality, exists right now in the mind of God. So you are choosing your desired reality via your new assumption. Now, when you are choosing your new assumption, your ego comes into play, the old awareness that you are lying to yourself. You were never loved. Look at your past. Look at all these men. Look at all these women. Look at all these gold digging or materialistic or unfaithful women. Or look at all these bad men who are unfaithful and a cheater, right? Look at this. Look at what they did to you. You are lying to yourself. You never get love. Or you are ugly, or you are unworthy, or you never got love. What are you talking about? What are you saying? You are already loved? So your ego, your old awareness of being, gloves off. It beats the shit out. It starts to beat the shit out of you. Excuse my language, but I'm trying to be more raw and uncut because it needs to be said the way it is actually. So this is the universe coming in, gloves off, testing your resolve. Are you really the man or the woman that you say that you are? And this is the temporary defeat. Whenever you're about to get your reality, desired reality, it's a final test. For example, in somebody who's manifesting love in their life, or let me give another example. People get angry, why you always talk about love? Because I get most questions about love. So another example would be, let's say you are building a business, right? You're building a business, you got a resolve, you gathered the money, everything, you're going for it, but already you're imagining that your business is already successful, right? And you're taking whatever feels a natural step feels, and you're going with the flow. Now all of a sudden, let's say you have a business partner who pledged the money, right? Or financial donor, not a business partner, basically somebody who's investing in your business. And the moment you're about to open the business, this person bails out. And because you have old reality, right? Let's say your old identity is telling you, oh, you were never born in money, right? You've always worked hard. Money never comes to you. What are you thinking about business? You've always worked a job. You have no talent. Nobody can trust you, right? This investor is probably delusional investing in you. You're never gonna get it, right? Stop being delusional. Stop lying to yourself. Gloves off, right? Gloves off. Universe is coming in swinging, and it's not universe again. Because people understand the idea of universe, so I title it that way, but basically it's your old awareness which comes swinging. At that moment, if this person loses it and says, oh, I probably am never gonna make it, right? They lose all faith, and basically they get defeated by the old awareness and acquire it again, once again start living in it, like I probably shouldn't do it, it's too risky, let's look for a job, let's get rid of this business, it's probably never gonna work out anyways. At this moment, you have turned the temporary defeat into permanent defeat. And if, as I gave the example of my house, when I lost the deposit, there was no money here, I had no idea how I was gonna do it, nothing was working. At that moment, if I decided to concede mentally, I'm not talking about physically, like you go do some stupid stuff, no. Mentally I said, I don't know how, but I am already owner of that house, so it is mine. End of discussion, right? Neville Goddard talks about the idea of brazen impudence. Brazen impudence means basically you rebel against the old reality. You rebel against it. You rage. Don't go gently into that night, as it says in the movie in what is that, Interstellar. Rage against the dark night, don't go gently into that night. So basically you rage against your old reality. You say, I am the boss, I say what I say goes, and I've already claimed my desired reality, so you can go F yourself. This is brazen impudence. So at that moment you have converted you have defeated the temporary defeat. This is the final test of your old consciousness, because your old consciousness, you have to understand, ego is trying to protect you. It does not understand universal law, it does not understand metaphysics, it does not understand higher consciousness, it does not understand God. God cannot be understood, as the book The Kabbalion says. God can only be experienced and known via spiritual connection. So ego is just trying to protect its worldview. You have worked your entire life a job. How the hell are you gonna start a business? You might fail. Don't do it. It's gonna hurt you, and we are gonna be in shambles. This is what ego thinks. But at that moment, you identify with not the ego, but your God self, your higher self, your Christ self, whatever you want to name it, your inner being, right? At that moment, you boldly claim that you still are who you say that you are. That is when the final test has been defeated by you. The universe's final test has been defeated, because there is nothing left for the old awareness to do then, right? It gave its best shot, it gave you its best plumbing, right? Flogging. Absolutely best flogging, and you withstood it. There's nothing left. That was the last test, and you won. This is why I have a little bit of a problem. I wouldn't say a problem, but it annoys me a little bit when a lot of people in the comments of my video says that I've been trying this stuff for this many years and nothing has happened. Well, you are literally admitting that you are living in your old identity. You are saying that nothing is happening. You are being aware of nothing is happening. You should never say that. You should say that everything is happening right now in the mind of God. I've already chosen my reality, and present some brazen impudence, some faith in the unseen. That is the final test. You may apply all the processes, you may do everything, but at the end of the day, if you are still identified with the old identity, you're gonna fall for it. So don't say those things. This is why universe, your old identity, I keep saying universe, your old identity is testing you. Because if change was so easy, this is a human experience. God says God became man so that man become God. Because if God was fully unlocked here, there is no human experience. What is the point of human experience? The entire point of human experience is, with human limitations, you apply the mind and create heaven on earth for you, which is exciting and hard. I'm not gonna claim here that I didn't get my flogging and all that stuff. I got kicked a bunch of times, but what I'm telling you is what every spiritual teacher will tell you, what Napoleon Hill talked about, is that the final test is your old identity telling you that you can't do it, quit. And in that moment you gotta say, I can do it because I'm all that is. You can shut the F up. And that's how you win. So this is why the universe tests you in the final moments of your manifestation, when it is about to happen. This is when things get worse. And if you withstand, now it's not the case in every single manifestation. It's only the case in manifestation where you have a lot of baggage, a lot of resistance. So your old identity comes harder, right? But if you want to manifest a cup of coffee, or if a rich person wants to manifest more money, they already have money, so they don't really care about it. A woman who has a lot of men falling in love with her, it's not difficult for another man to fall in love with her. She already has that identity. It's the things that you are struggling with, right? That is where you may be tested. Other small things, they don't matter, they come easily. So yeah, this is it for this video. Until next time, bye bye.